Hello, this is Dr. Goodin talking about Week 11 assignment, prepare a research proposal outline. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so yet. I would appreciate it, and it will allow me to keep making videos that will hopefully be helpful. This week is another one. I don't know if you thought last week was easy, the city certificate. This one is perhaps easy, but it is important to be strategic. I wouldn't waste it. I would see this as the beginning of your week 12 assignment, preparing. If you don't prepare, you're not ready. That's just how that works. So let's take a look. I'm going to grab all the discussion of the assignment and put it here. Your task this week is to complete an outline of your proposal. The outline should contain the following: the title of the proposed study. So aim for 12 words or less. Align with the methodology. So if it's qualitative, you might say exploration or understanding. Whereas if it's quantitative, it might say factors or variables or influence, some type of quantitative word. Similarly, I should say perceptions, experiences. All right, so I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to get real upset if your title is horrible. But put some thought into it. That goes towards what my overall sort of rating of your thoughtful consideration of the ideas and concepts of the assignment. All right, the problem you will address. Now, this is the one part that people often get this wrong. Don't get this wrong. So when it says 350 words, that means you might struggle with it. It means don't say this. This means not just one sentence. So as you've done in the past, include the primary problem sentence. All right, and then one to two paragraphs of synthesized support. You may not be great at this yet, but basically what you're doing is summarizing all of the suggestions by other current peer-reviewed articles that this is a problem, whatever you've stated, and that it needs to be studied. Example, let's say the problem, so Goodin 2020 reported or called for qualitative research to explore the let's say the effects of having a politically like-minded dissertation chair on doctoral student success. So maybe you're doing a study that we need to, maybe there's, the problem is that, so this could be inside the brackets. Okay, so that could be a problem, maybe, that somebody says, if this is true according to the research and it needs to be studied, that's fine. And then this would be one of the examples, which I just made up, called for qualitative research to explore the effects of having a politically like-minded dissertation chair on doctoral student success. So that's just an example of one of at least 5 to 10, for a dissertation be 15 different current articles that are saying this is a problem that needs to be studied. So the research design you plan to use, let's just say it can be quantitative or qualitative. So let's say you're going to say qualitative methodology is not the design. So you'd say design could be basic qualitative, case study, phenomenological, ethnographic. I'm sure I'm leaving some options out, but those are some main ones. Trying to think if I need to say anything else. Quantitative. Design could be experimental, quasi-experimental, correlational, descriptive, and as I pointed out in the past, the two that I think in week 9 I pointed out those two are pretty good. For qualitative, I'd say those 3 could be pretty good. Your research questions. So let's say that you had that research question. Now, understand that research questions are not interview questions, so we're going to ask overarching questions about the sample. How do doctoral students, this is assuming, I guess, a basic or some type of qualitative case study or a basic, how do doctoral students perceive the importance of their dissertation chairs, political ideology. How do doctoral students describe their experiences with like-minded dissertation chairs? And then we could have an easy other-minded. I'm not sure that's the best word, but and we could probably make this into one and then get rid of this. So we'd have two research questions as possibilities there. You just want to make them align with the problem and whatever purpose would come from that problem. So it might be good, even though you're not required to do it, to put in purpose. The qualitative case study will explore doctoral students' perceptions of matching with their chair, or connecting with their dissertation chair on a political or ideological level. So something like that would be good to add in. That'll impress me if you do that. You don't have to. It's not part of the assignment. But then you can say, okay, do these research questions do the bidding of this purpose, whatever your study's supposed to do? And I just realized I need that. Okay. And we'd want to label these as RQ1 and RQ2. Any questions you want your professor to answer? This can't be like way too personal or anything, but please do not send paragraphs asking, is this okay? That's good. These questions are optional, so you don't have to, but you can. You will not be marked up or down for not asking questions, but you know, something like, can I do a study about animals? I'd probably say no, but you know, whatever questions you have, it can really, the point here is not, you can't say, is this okay? You just can't send half your assignment or lots of paragraphs and say, is this all okay? Because that's a whole lot of things to say okay to. And I'm not ready to review your work yet. That's for next week, right? But will this problem work? You know, you might say, here's a problem statement. Will this work? Here's a purpose statement. Will this work? Those are perfectly fine questions. Length 1 to 2 pages. Now, remember that I asked you to make sure this is not your problem. A lot of people have been writing just one sentence, which is like 50 words maybe. Well, you're asked not to write more than 350. So if you're in the 200 to 300 range, you're probably writing enough. So that's why you want to elaborate on your problem and the justification for it. It's one of the most important things. And we really should have a minimum there of like 200, 250, something like that. That's what I would suggest for each of you. And so doing that, you will meet the length You can use bullet points for everything, or you can use paragraphs. But the problem section should be more of a paragraph situation. 1 to 2 pages. Always meet that minimum 1 page mark. If you go to 3, 4 pages, that's fine. So your assignment should demonstrate, again, the things I look for that I just commonly speak about. New thoughts and insights, scholarly writing, current APA standards. That'd be APA 7 at the time of this video. And then just don't plagiarize. And sometimes that happens accidentally. Again, you want to make sure that you don't accidentally copy over something for your problem statement, a sentence by some author in an article, and not paraphrase it. Not paraphrasing it and not putting quotes around it is not okay. So paraphrase it. We don't want direct quotes in this assignment. Direct quotes are sort of, in my opinion, often lazy. You can normally put it in your own words and then provide the citation without the page number because you put it in your own words. But direct quotes, in a whole dissertation, I would hope that none of my students would have more than maybe 3 direct quotes, if that. So this assignment, I'm expecting about 0. And so you should be fine. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, but I think you'll be fine on this. Again, like this video and subscribe if you want. I'm not going to make you. I won't know. I don't think. Is there a way to do that? I'm just trying to make these to be helpful. But do take the time to do this. Put some thought into it. Don't procrastinate. It's one thing you really need to learn pre-dissertation, to quit procrastinating. You can't procrastinate during a dissertation and succeed. So now is a good time to start planning. This is to plan assignment 12, and it's meant to support you and prepare you to scaffold your plan for your signature assignment next week. Thank you.